Welcome to the return of my underrated fights series. And I apologize for not making this videos in a while. These underrated fights series and my underappreciated fighters series are my favorite videos to make on my channel. So my underrated fight series, if you don't know, is about underrated fights that don't get really talked about, like the big ones like Hagler Hearns, Corrales Castillo, and many other fights. So this is just me shedding light on some classics that a lot of people don't know about. And one that I didn't really know about till the other day when it was talked about by a boxing scribe on Twitter was Simon Brown versus Tyrone Trice, April 23rd, 1988. And the only reason this was not fight of the year was because, excuse me, was because Jorge Castro versus Rocky Lockridge was such a freaking classic. But this fight is another freaking classic. This fight has it all. It has phone booth war moments, change of momentums, coming back from a knockdown, savage knockdowns, non-stop action. This fight has it all. So the first 6 rounds were Trice's rounds, where it looked like he was gonna bull rush Simon Brown and bully Simon Brown, knocked him down in the second round, hurt him in the second round, but Brown showed his pedigree in that round by surviving and landing some good shots himself. And in the sixth round, he actually landed a few overhand rights that had Trice backing up for the first round, first time in the fight, and actually moving back and moving around in the fight. Round 7, he landed some great uppercuts, which knocked Trice's head back, and you could now see that the momentum had shifted. By round 9, these men were exhausted. They slowed down a little bit, and this was probably the worst round of the fight. Not because it was a bad round, but just because this round didn't have that total nonstop action that the first 8 rounds did. It wasn't as explosive. It was still a good round. Just compared to the first 8 rounds, round 9 was no comparison. I gave that round to Trice, and round 10, Trice got hurt again. But at the end of the round, just because this fight was fought at such a hellacious pace that sometimes these guys wouldn't stop hitting after the bell. So Brown landed a few punches on Trice after the bell, and even though he hurt Trice several times, he got a point taken off, so that was an even round. And so I had, after the 10th, 5 rounds to 5, with the momentum, of course, shifting to Brown, but still the fight was towards Trice on at least my scorecards because of the knockdown and because that point was taken away from Brown at the end of the 10th round. Yeah. But round 11 and 12 went kind of the same. Brown won those rounds. Actually, round 11, Brown won that round. Round 12, I think Trice was feeling that the momentum was shifting in Brown's favor, so he came in bull rushing, landed these combinations, left and right hooks, uppercuts on Brown. But man, this is the round where I will remember this fight for, because yes, the first 11 rounds were great rounds, but this round, another thing about this fight, it was going 15 rounds, and it was for the IBF world title, as you could see on the screen right now. But okay, Brown backs up Trice into the corner, hits him with a savage, I'm talking about a savage left hook, one that people don't get up from. Trice gets up, he makes the count. I'm not sure if he did, actually. I think he got up like at 9. That's probably a knockdown that most people wouldn't get up, but if they were to get up at the same rate that Trice did, the fight would probably get stopped. So anyway, Trice got up, and Simon Brown pushed him down. It looked like it was a push. Steve Smoker counts anyway. Gives him, if anything, that was a few seconds to rest, so he should have taken full advantage of that. But he didn't. And Brown comes in, waving his arm. He's like, yeah, I got this. Drops him again hard. Trice lands on his face. Yeah, like the type of knockdowns that people don't get up for in like several minutes. That's what it looked like. But somehow the bell rang like right after the knockdown, so you could say he was saved by the bell, and he got up. And I cannot believe the ref didn't stop it or the corner didn't stop it, because man, he took some punishment. He showed extreme heart, but no way that fight should have continued after the 12. And miraculously, he survives round 13 because Brown was just bull rushing him. And that's just something that you don't do because you get sloppy. And he kind of got sloppy in the 13th round, and he couldn't knock him out. But in round 14, both guys were exhausted. Trice was especially exhausted because he fell once. He fell forward trying to grab Brown, and he didn't get up for a few seconds. It was ruled a knockdown, even though he fell on his own. But it was ruled a knockdown, and a few seconds later, Brown landed a combination, and he hurt Trice, landed a big left hook, and this is when referee Steve Smoker came in and stopped the fight, man. Man, what a fight. What a fight. Officially, 5 knockdowns, 4 for Brown, many shifts of momentum, a come-from-behind knockout to prove who was the IBF welterweight champion of the world, man. If we could get like one welterweight fight like this year, I would be a happy man. I know there was a unification a few weeks ago, nowhere near as close as entertaining as this fight. Fighters don't fight like this anymore, man. They fight to barely win, and these guys fight. They fight to hurt the other guy, and they fight to prove who's a better man. Who's a better man that night? And that night, Simon Brown was a better man. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will be doing underrated fights videos more often, and look forward for underappreciated fights as well. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace.